They say that some things in life are certain. Certain like taxation. Certain like another John Farnham comeback tour. Certain like Buddy Franklin joining GWS. Oh wait, but the thing is, they have never played this game. You see, what they never tell you is why. Why do we have to accept someone else's fate? Why do we have to lie down? Why is it that even when our bodies, our minds, our very souls are at the brink, why is it that we choose to fight on? No, we don't choose. We don't think. We don't have a say. We just do. But I'm not here to preach that I know it all. I'm not here to say that I will make you great. But Port Adelaide, I am here to say that you have what it takes, and I will exhaust every ounce of my God-given strength to get you there. Because to me, only one thing matters. Only one thing is certain, and that is the power of belief. Let's go. G'day guys, how's it going? This is Broadcasting Because, back in business and back on my home turf. Welcome to the very first episode of my AFL Live 2 Career Mode series with the Port Adelaide Power. Guys, it is so good to be saying that. It's so good to be back making videos again after a long year of infrequent uploads and a bit of uncertainty as well. It's great to have a set, well, not a schedule, but it's good to have a goal. It's good to have a plan. It's good to have a series up and running because I cannot wait to inject every ounce of my... Yeah, all that. You got all that in the intro. But you'll see, unfortunately, the name Broadcasting Because actually wouldn't fit in the name of the head coach. So I have to go with Broadcasting Because, and I just put him in a Swans kit. Because I'm a Swans fan, so why not? I don't intend to play my character, I just put him there because, well, you don't have any other choice. But, guys, first thing you will notice about this video is that we have gone HD at Broadcasting Because I've invested a little bit over the summer, well, over the summer, and I bought an Elgato game cap, and I'm loving the capture. I've had a couple of difficulties to actually get it up and running with Sony Vegas, the editing program, but hopefully I'll be able to smooth it out and make it the best quality over the coming days. Now guys, what I decided to do for this career mode is I wanted to put it on the hardest difficulty possible. I've only played about half a dozen games, and I played them on hard, which I think is the second hardest difficulty, because I only picked the game up the other day, and I only played half a dozen games on hard, and I was starting to win the games then and starting to get a feel for it. So I thought I want this career mode to be a proper challenge. I put it on legendary, 5-minute quarters is long enough to get a decent score. Now you can see I'm just having a look around the menu, trying to get a decent feel for it. It just feels like a huge step up from AFL Live. There's a lot more interactivity, you've got a lot more options. I left a lot of the financy sort of options, just because I'm not exactly sure how they work. It looks like there's an XP system for upgrading players, and I don't know why I'm in the starting 11, or starting 11? What am I on about? Starting 22? Oh, gee, that's whoever the coach was before me clearly didn't have a clue. But, yeah, so I'm not so sure exactly how that whole XP system works at the moment. I'll have a bit more of a look into that as we get into the proper season. We've got the NAB Cup before then, of course, to prepare for and test out the players and get a bit more of a feel for the game at the hardest difficulty possible. We have a look in the inbox system now, which was a little tweak as a new addition to the career mode. Well, mind you, the career mode didn't basically exist before this. Welcome message from the chairman to the club, and also their season objective was for me to finish in the top 8, which is definitely my goal. I'm not planning to win the premiership with Port Adelaide in my first season, but I am definitely planning to make the top 8. We also signed a sponsorship with Challenge, just because I thought it was appropriate, because I want this career mode to be a challenge. Now, again, I'm not exactly sure how the whole coaching system for this career mode works, so I'm going to leave that for now, and I will definitely come back to that at a later time. I wanted affordable membership, but I also wanted our club, our identity, to be well known and to be well spread out amongst Adelaide and amongst the country, so I put a relatively discounted merchandise fee there. We take a look at the NAB Cup fixture and we come up against St Kilda and Adelaide. I believe that this structure of the NAB Cup is entirely round robin. I could be wrong. I mean, they change it every year, so it's hard to keep up with. Again, just because I haven't played too much of the game yet, and I'm not exactly sure how the tactics will change and affect how you play and all that. I wanted to keep them relatively balanced until I figure that out. But the one thing I did want to change is change our defensive setup to man-on-man. I'm a big fan of that in real life, and I hope to bring my football philosophy, whatever the hell that is, into this career mode. So here we go, the very first game of the season, the very first game of our career comes against St Kilda in the first round of the NAB Cup. We get underway, and I'm desperate to get my career at Port Adelaide, my life as coach of Port Adelaide, off on the right foot. We see here early our defence is put under the test, and I do expect that quite a bit this season. St Kilda were huge underperformers last year, and I'll definitely be looking to step that up this year. Our defence is rock solid early, though. We can get this out, and a nice mark is taken at a half back. One thing that I really want to nurture into our half back line is the intent, the instinct to initiate the slingshot and gun barrel it up the corridor, Geelong style. It worked so well for them, and I hope it'll work so well for us. Unfortunately, the entrance into 50 can only pick out the one St Kilda man that's there, and Robbie Gray puts his shot out on the full. But never mind, Kane Corns is able to make amends very quickly as he dishes off the handball to Brett Ebert into a relatively open goal square, and it was a bit of a shank of a kick, to be honest, but Justin Westhoff is able to make amends with making the mark look a little bit more difficult than he probably had to, and he takes the brand new set shot and makes no mistake. Hammers it home for the first goal of this career mode, and hopefully the first of very many. It's not a bad new system, to be honest, the set shot. It's different, that's for sure, and I'm sure, I wonder how well that'll pan out for the rest of the season. Nevertheless, we see our halfbacks once again doing the job, clearing our lines up towards the forward 50. But early days, I have identified a small deficiency in the Port Adelaide team, and that is that our contested marking isn't quite up to scratch. You can see here, Pearce gets a relatively easy mark, even though there were two guys in a very close vicinity, which he shouldn't quite have been able to take as easily, but he hits the post anyway, so hey, I'm not complaining. Now this right here, this clip is the exact thing that I'm talking about when I talk about the slingshot. This is what I want to get going on a regular basis. Dom Cassis, the captain, dishes off to Monfries, who's able to find three men? What am I from, Tasmania? 3 men in open space in the forward 50, and Jay Schultz shows you exactly why you don't need the new set shot thing system by slamming it home from 45. And a nice contested mark there to end the quarter as well by Jackson Trengove. Well, in fact, it's not a quarter, it's a half. There's only 2 of those early days in the NAB Cup, and we head straight into the second one. The second quarter-length half started about the same as it did for the first one for St Kilda, with them finding the woodwork, this time from about 55 out, and it was Delaney, the one to hit the post. And as soon as I say that our contested marking is letting us down, Brad Ebert steps up and takes a lovely mark at the back of the pack and finds Brett Ebert in the forward 50. Ebert to Ebert, that is the combination I like to see. I wonder if they're brothers. Leave a comment in the section below if they're brothers or not, or cousins or something. But nevertheless, they're blood brothers and they're Port brothers, and Brett Ebert slots the goal, and that starts a bit of a rampage for the Ebert, number 33. He's able to slot one short. He absolutely sprays it, and apparently he cops one high from Aaron Sipos. He lines up from 45 out. This one is a foregone conclusion. Ebert steps up, goal. Thank you very much to stretch the lead out to a nice 21 points. And then, who else is on the end of a butchered clearance? It's Brad Ebert once again to kick. Wait for it, kicks his third in a matter of minutes at the beginning of this second half. Brett Ebert is looking like a very, very appealing target in our forward 50. Well, unfortunately, guys, it was only a matter of time before St Kilda were to hit back and get their first goal on the board, this time through Tom, aka Bruce Lee. There was a bit of an error at the back from Aaron Sipos, and again, this time St Kilda were able to find a couple of loose guys just in the forward 50, or right on the rim, in fact. And this time it is Tom Lee again to hammer it home from 55 for a super goal. Who is Tom Bruce Lee? Never heard of him before. I don't know why, I haven't heard of half this St Kilda team. I know times are changing down there, but still, I haven't heard of half these guys. Nevertheless, Hamish Hartland is able to gather one in the middle of the field, just outside the centre square, shrugs off an opponent, but again, we're unable to find a man inside forward 50. Brett Ebert not there to collect this time, as the clock runs down. Less than 20 seconds to go now. Ahmed Saad, the game is just about out of reach, looks to find a man in the centre, but look at that intercept mark from from Travis Boak, sends it up long towards Angus Monfries, and that is enough to let the clock run down. Just a couple of seconds to go. Get ready to sing the song. Get ready for the celebration. First win of the career mode. And cut to the stats. It's a bit of a disappointing end, to be honest. But nevertheless, we get our first win under the belt. 5 goals straight 30 to 1 super goal, 1 goal, 4 behinds to St Kilda. They had 1 extra scoring shot, so they probably could have done a lot better if they had have converted. But at the end of the day, if you don't take your chances, you're not going to win. The 2 even boys, time of their disposals, 4 apiece. Don Cassisi, Schultz, both gathering 3 as well. Trengo, Pittard, and a few others gathering 2. I like the way they lay out these stats as well. I think it's very accessible. I like it. So with that win, guys, that brings an end to the very first episode of my AFL Live 2 Career Mode series, playing through with the Port Adelaide Power. Now, guys, I have 2 very important jobs for you to do in the comment section below. First of all, I would love for you guys to come up with a name for this series. Something cool, something that's, I don't know, original, something that's different to just the Port Adelaide career mode. I know we had the Fremantle Dockers AFL Live season mode for the first one, what I would love for you guys to do is come up with something creative, something, I don't know, funky, fresh, and all that sort of stuff, and wow, that was lame. But nevertheless, I want you guys to come up with a name in the comment section below, so if you could smack that down there and leave your name for what you want this series to be called. And also what I'd like you to do is leave a comment as to whether or not Brad and Brad Ebert are brothers, because that is really, really annoying me. Also, guys, the final bit of business that I want to do just before heading off is I want to say an enormous thank you to everyone that has subscribed to this account, because the day after I announced that I'd be doing a career mode with Port Adelaide, we ticked over the 1,000 subscriber mark. So, guys, I want to say an enormous thank you to everyone that's mashed that like button, everyone that's hit that subscriber button, and don't forget to do that for this video as well. That saves me doing the outro as well, so that actually wasn't a bad thing. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers, guys. Look out for the next episode of the AFL Live 2 Career Mode series with Port Adelaide, which will have a name decided by one of you. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Cheers, guys. I'm back.